Well, spring break can mean some learning and service trips for students at Ohio Northern University, and here today to tell us more about it, we've got the ONU Global Initiatives Office Director. We've got Chris Caldwell, and thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So spring break can be fun, and some of these trips we're going to talk about will have some fun in them, but also your students want to be engaged and out there learning and do some service work, right?
Absolutely. So we have three different methods for going out and either studying abroad, doing service work with our chaplain's office, or seeing different parts of the United States for our international students and also first-time traveling students. So I'm taking students, specifically international students, as well as first-gen, low-income, first-time traveling students to Las Vegas. While there are a lot of things that one could do in the Las Vegas area, one of the things that I'm going to be focusing on mostly is hiking and seeing some of the local nature. So we will be going to the Red Rocks National Park as well as the Valley of Fire State Park.
And another escort on the trip, they're going to take some people to the Grand Canyon too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a trip going to the West Rim of the Grand Canyon about 3 days into the trip.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it'll be a big adventure for these kids to see all the lights of Vegas and also see some of that nature.
That's the hope. One student even coordinated with his peers, and they're going to a Bruno Mars concert on the 5th of March. So it's going to be really exciting.
It is going to be exciting. So what other kind of trips, though, does Ohio Northern offer, and where other places can the students go?
Oh, you bet. So there are so many different places that our students are going to be going and have gone since the start of 2022. But some of the study abroad excursions, we have one group going to Peru for global healing traditions. They're going to be on the Amazon looking at local flora and fauna to see how they can develop medicines and cures for what ails. We also have students going to France and Belgium to do World War II history and memory. And then our chaplain's office is taking students down to Arkansas for a missions trip. And so that is going to be, all three of those are going to be absolutely outstanding trips. Later on this year, we do have one of our faculty taking engineering students to Germany to look at engineering components. And this upcoming summer, I'm taking 18 students to Japan. Really looking forward to it. So we're doing a lot, and we're trying to knock the rust off this airplane.
Yeah, exactly. Because during the pandemic, not as much travel, but now you guys are picking it up and getting the students out there.
Absolutely, and they're hungry for it, and we're really excited about it too.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is something to be said to like be studying at Ada, but also to go out and see the world, see another part of the United States, to see how what you want to do can fit in.
Absolutely, yeah. It's one of those interesting things. Folks will regularly see the world around them and think, maybe this is all there is. And the truth of the matter is, the more that you can be brave, the more that you can push yourself beyond your comfort zone, the more that you're going to be able to see. And I'm really excited for the students who are going to be able to see the beauty of the desert. I'm really excited for the students who are going to be able to see the beauty of the Amazon. And I'm just looking forward to this summer seeing all that Japan has to offer.
Yeah, what kind of focus will you have when you're in Japan?
Oh, absolutely. So I'm a huge Japanese animation nerd.
Oh, all right.
And so what we are doing in this class is we're looking at how cartoons help shape and frame the way that we understand social values. So while we're there, we're going to be going to animation museums, a couple of animation studios, but we're also going to be going to Hiroshima for about 2 days. We are going to be spending some time in Kyoto and going to a Japanese tea ceremony, as well as a apprentice geisha dinner. And we'll also be tooling around Osaka and Tokyo while we're there.
What a fascinating trip. Yeah. Great trip. All right, so but trips aren't cheap like that. And so you do have a fundraiser for that Japan trip coming up, and you want the public to come to campus and join in, right? So tell us about this fundraiser.
Yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, the trip to Japan, all things considered, is a pretty high price tag, and not every student actually has the means to be able to go. We're encouraging students to apply for scholarships. We're encouraging students to be able to fundraise. But one way that we're fundraising, trying to bring people back onto Ohio Northern University campus, is with our Hacky Sack Challenge. I'm really excited about this. So we are selling chances to win $200, $300, or $500. And functionally what you do is you purchase a hacky sack at $25 a piece. On March 26th, after our men's lacrosse home game against Mount Union, you'll come down to the field. You will get a hacky sack assigned to a number that you purchased. You'll put that hacky sack into a lacrosse stick. You'll chuck it 50 yards through the air towards an upturned lacrosse helmet. The individual who comes closest to that helmet wins the grand cash prize, second and third place respectively. Every dollar that we end up raising, besides for the cash prize, ends up going to reducing every student's trip cost by $1,000. So it's a great way to support these students to be able to see the world. It's a great way to potentially win $200, $300, or $500, and it is a great way to watch ONU men's lacrosse crush Mount Union on March 26th. So what's not to like?
Exactly. Lots of wonderful things to learn about how these students are going around the world. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, don't go away. Noon Edition continues in a moment.